Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. Right, so we're back again once more with rank 4 Sunspot gameplay showcase. Now the first showcase did kind of leave us wanting some more, especially in terms of level 2s. So this time around we made sure that there are some very nice level 2s. So first off, the title of this video is basically the best level 2 I could pull off. So I'm just going to start with a fairly big bang here. And then we're going to check out a bit of fun with Tenacity node on Sunspot when he is Horseman. And then we have a ton more Realm of Legends footage as well with plenty more of major level 2s. So let's face it, this time around I specifically did not want to focus too much in terms of like utility department, everything else, because when you want to watch Sunspot gameplay, you want to see some massive level 2s. That's the main thing, isn't it? Come on, be honest. It is. You do want to see some big numbers, and you will. So here's Sunspot. Not a Horseman of Apocalypse in this fight. No Liquid Courage, no Double Edge. Just a rank 4 6-star Sunspot here. With some mutant team synergies for better crit chances and all that other stuff. And here's gonna be the level 2. So let's go for it. So first hit doesn't crit, and then we have 250k to finish it off with 293s. And right, let's go again then. So he goes. I want to actually capture this properly. So we have 32 and 93k, so that's 125k. Yes, 125. Another 93. That'd be 118. And here we go, 250. $215 plus 250. 440. 440-ish K, level 2, not bad. Let's go again. One more time. Right, so we have 32k, 93, and 250. And that's obviously is exceedingly overkill. Right, then I also wanted to showcase some Tenacity gameplay here. Obviously, we have Sunspot made a Horseman of Apocalypse. The cool thing is, when you make Sunspot as a Horseman, every time some ability like Tenacity or any other purification triggers, Sunspot just goes unblockable for like 2 seconds. So vast majority of the fight, the dude is just gonna spend unblockable. I absolutely love that interaction. And obviously, past that point, you just do whatever you want to do, and just get in all the damage. Now he's at level 2 here already, but he didn't get any solar flare charges. So he probably wants to get out at level 1 from Heimdall, because he does have armor up. And that Heimdall, as often, is quite unwilling to throw it. Okay. And Tenacity obviously helps you maintain your charges, because every time they're purified, you get the charge back, and then you get your unblockability and everything else. So it does work out quite well for Sunspot on these Tenacity lanes. Now Heimdall obviously occasionally can present his own issues with auto block, especially combined with that Tenacity. Now this time around he does go for a level 1, wonderful. And another cool thing is that, yeah, every time Tenacity triggers, Sunspot does gain some power, as he does whenever he would, charge heavy attack and get his Incinerates back. So now he goes for level 2 with one other charge. Unfortunately, there are not enough crits. So this is a quite unfortunate fight. But he still has enough charges left. So he undoubtedly will finish this fight off. And as you can see, as he was throwing level 1, he actually, gets plenty of power back pretty much immediately. And that improved power gain is just massive help as well. And here, well, this was well overkill. So now he's up against Groot. Now, Groot is not perfect opponent for Sunspot by any means, because, he lets his debuffs expire super quickly. So any Incinerates that do stick, obviously, are just expiring pretty much instantaneously. So you have no chance to charge your heavy attack and get them back. But nonetheless, thanks to Tenacity, Sunspot will actually work just a-okay for this fight, because as I mentioned before, every time Tenacity triggers, you get your charges back. You also gain some extra power, therefore you're able to, drop special attacks quicker and ramp up quicker. And here we can see that that is going to be pretty much all she wrote. 112k crit, and that was like what? Fairly quick, I would say. I would say that was fairly quick, right? Now we have a Nihilist. Now this fight is obviously not going to be perfect, because a Nihilist is immune to incinerates. So that is not cool. This is definitely not the best fight for Sunspot at all. Because as long as he has that rod active, it's not going to work too well. But, it's just going to be one of those examples where even if a champion is not necessarily perfect for a fight, can still put in work and get that fight done. Now that level 2 was a bit nasty, but here he goes. He's about to run out of charges though, unfortunately. But still, not too bad. How many hits was this fight? If you can see, 45, so it wasn't even all that much longer. Now we're going to see, hopefully, a more straightforward fight, as Hell is actually fairly perfect, because she does not have any abilities that would hinder that incinerate, and also when she does use her specials, they are projectiles, so they can be used also to get your incinerates back and get that power quicker. Wonderful. And those incinerates do expire quite quickly though. Does this path has some sort of rapid metabolism that I might have forgotten about? Maybe. Who knows? Either way, level 2 time. 48, 48, 31, and didn't even see the last number, but she's already at the death's door. Right. And let's keep moving on. What is going to be the next matchup? And also, I definitely need to compliment Dragon Man, because he reached out to me himself afterwards, saying like I didn't feel like I did the best job showcasing the champion, and I want to record some more clips and stuff like that. So that's very positive attitude, and has my respect for that. Now we're gonna have Mr. Vision Arcus. Now this fight again could be quite tricky, perhaps. Because of obviously Vision's power gain and Sunspot not being immune to Cold Snap. Unfortunately, I do think they might have easily given him that ability. If they made Human Torch Cold Snap immune, I don't see much reason why not to make Sunspot Cold Snap immune, but either way, it's Kabam. You never know which immunities Kabam's gonna give to the champions. We have Dormammu, who is not Incinerate immune, and we have Ghost Rider, who finally became Incinerate immune. But at the same time, we have Penny Parker, who somehow is Poison and Incinerate immune, and so on and so forth. There's virtually zero consistency in between immunities. I mean, for crying out loud, Iceman himself is not immune to Cold Snap, somehow. So, this game's a special type of beast at times. Okay, now we have Carnage. Now, this should be a fairly easy, fairly quick, fairly straightforward fight. And again, thanks to Tenacity, we can see that he's just enjoying that unblockable on every single combo, pretty much. And that, again, gives him a decent amount of increased power. This is just a wonderful, wonderful interaction that I absolutely love with Sunspot. And now he has 3 his solar flare charges. Let's see if he goes for 4th one. He does, and now at this point, surely he just wants to build up to level 2, and that is going to be all she wrote here at this point. You can see those incinerates being recalled, level 2, and 147k. That's not too bad. That's not too bad at all. So all of this. This is a hard fight again. This one I actually kind of want to see, because this one's definitely going to be a hard fight. Because Captain Marvel, obviously, whenever you do incinerate her, she's gonna be gaining her charges very quickly. I mean, she's gonna go into her binary phase, and also, whilst incinerates are active, her charges actually last longer. That's one of the tricks at times where you can play Captain Marvel without Nick Fury synergy, and that is in the fights where you would get shocks and incinerates placed on you. But again, obviously, it depends on how potent those shocks and incinerates are. Either way, unfortunately, that first level 2 there, I think he didn't mean to get to level 2, because that indestructible was still active. And here, unfortunately, the Captain Marvel also does trip him up a bit. And here we're back at the point where she's still indestructible. That indestructible really does seem to last a while. You know, when you are using Captain Marvel, you never think that indestructible lasts long enough. When you're going up against Captain Marvel, that indestructible seems to last for ages. But he has 2 solar flare charges. Captain Marvel is at she's at 45% health. Let's see if this is going to be enough to finish her off. Let's see if this is going to be... Wait, he waited for her to enter the binary, which is perfect, but indestructible is still on cooldown. The level 2, unfortunately, still didn't quite finish off the fight, but he goes in for a final combo, another level 1, and the job is pretty much done. And last fight is against Angela. I forwarded a bit too far. And Angela, obviously, again, she shrugs up all of these debuffs super quick. So it's kind of question which ability is going to trigger first, whether it's going to be the Tenacity, which is something that Sunspot wants to happen, or is it going to be Angela's debuff duration reduction if she does get more buffs, which you obviously try to avoid from. So at the moment she only has 2 buffs, so it's not too bad, but this Angela is also significantly tankier than majority of the opponents on this lane, because in Act 6.4 we still had this idea of the final fight on the lane being like a mini boss. Now we saw that Apoc's Unstoppable actually saved him a little bit here, but now because Angela had like 4 buffs active, all of those incinerators just disappeared instantly. And unfortunately he is going to run out of charges here completely at this pace, which again is just because this Angela is significantly tankier than the rest of the fights on this lane. Right, and now how he's going to finish off this fight, because obviously he can't inflict incinerates anymore. Angela has many buffs, and again, Sunspot is definitely not a great matchup against Angela, but he still goes for level 2, and even with no solar flare charges, that level 2 still does quite decent damage, comparatively speaking to, you know, many other champions being released, especially recently. Quite a few champions in this game struggle with damage, but clearly Sunspot doesn't, especially on his special attacks, even if he doesn't have his charges active, even if he doesn't get all that massive damage increase. And on the bright side, he's also managing to top up his health quite nicely here. Fortunately, oh, there we go. Last hit crits for 43k as well. Sweet. Right, and now we have more Realm of Legends gameplay, so I'm not gonna repeat the Winter Soldier fight because we already... Well, let's try and be cheeky. Let's just check out the level 2s that we get. 93, 93. So this is the... Oh no, final hit didn't crit here. But let's see. Let's try and find out our favorite level 2s. So he has 6 charges here. Again, against Captain Marvel. Obviously, we do not have the class advantage anymore here, so there is that 20% damage increase not active in this fight. But nonetheless, final hit doesn't crit, but it still hit for like 45k. And that Captain Marvel is pretty much dead. Now he's going up against Jags. Why not? Block for days and 7 charges. 7 charges, okay. Let's see how he does with 7 charges. Actually, I think he might run out of his charges here. Yeah, that final hit doesn't have any charges anymore, does it? But the Jugs is still pretty much dead. I think 7 is a bit of an overkill in terms of charges as well. I think there's... with rank 4 Sunspot, do you need to go for 7 charges? And also note that he does not have the, you know, full Horseman of Apocalypse setup here. It's just, you know, casual kind of mutant support team, and that's just about it. So the Jags was actually quite a bit more annoying by the looks of it. Let's take a look at Rhino fight from start to finish. So he's gonna go in for the full 5-hit combo, parry. At this point, yes, start charging heavy attack, go for level 1, sweet, perfect. Now you want to parry again, charge your heavy, go for third. So we are 15 hits in this fight, 3 charges, 16 hits, sweet. So he's going for another charge, so he's at 4 at 20 hits. And that is surprisingly huge amount of special attacks thrown within 20 hits, including obviously the special attack hit. So he basically gets to activate the special attack, every couple of hits, or he just activates special attacks for most part. This is an incredible amount of special attacks being spammed. Okay, so he has got 7 charges here again. You definitely do want to get as many incinerates back as possible at the moment. Fine, parry. And sweet, go for that level 2. 80k, 80k, 25, and 70 some. Didn't even crit, but didn't need to. So 40 hit fight in Realm Legends. That was 40 hits. Again, against Storm. Let's see how many charges he builds up at 6. 6 should be good enough, right? 26, 26, 26, and 180 some. The last hit crit for 180k. And again, this fight itself is how many hits? Against Storm, that's 41. So it's fairly consistent, approximately 40 hits. Obviously, Vision shouldn't be much, trickier either. Fairly easy special attacks to deal with as well. Gets his second Solar Flare charge. Come on. We all want those good level 2s, don't we? And then before I finish up this video, I will definitely still show that first level 2 that I showed at the beginning. I think that was quite juicy. That was like 465k, something like that. That's a quite a nasty damage for such a quick ramp up. There is just no way around it. It is a lot of damage on a special attack for a fight that, lasts approximately 40 hits. I wonder how good Sunspot would be for Abyss if they wouldn't have that 85k damage cap. Kind of feel like Sunspot is one of the handful of champions in this game that could definitely benefit from the damage cap being removed. So here he goes. And again, unfortunately, nothing there. Crit, not a single hit. Now, this was a frustrating finish here. Let's see how it's going to finish against Black Panther. So he has 6 charges here. Sweet. No problem. 7. He goes for 7. Maybe a bit overkill, especially given class advantage that he possesses in this fight. Come on. He has still 31 charge. Now, let's hope this level 2 has to finish out, right? 100. Ooh. First 2 hit. Man, this is awesome. So we have, let's see again, that level 2. First 2 hits, I think, finish this fight out. So 100k, 136k, and the rest of them were not even needed. That's some sweet damage. Now against Scarlet Witch, obviously it's always an RNG fiesta. You never know what kind of buffs she will proc, what kind of debuffs she'll put on you, nor you know whether she's going to randomly drain all the power, which is the most annoying thing, I think, in this fight. The random poisons you can kind of tolerate because they're not that potent. But obviously if you get multiples with heal block, then they do hurt. But I think the most annoying thing is when she does, she just randomly completely, power drains both champions. I absolutely hate when she does that. She just ruins the tempo for so many champions. But here we go. She's at 72%. And these really do not necessarily seem like Realm of Legends fights, It just basically seems like, just do a bit of a ramp up and, that's pretty much all she needs. But again, unfortunately, that armor up and not a single hit critting definitely didn't do any favors in this fight. Unfortunately, not the coolest finish. Sunspot is unfortunately quite reliant on that crit RNG in some of the fights, especially when you're just trying to, run through a piece of content. But here, Wolverine. Obviously, Wolverine fight should be extremely straightforward, especially if he has at least 1 point in despair, because then, you know, even if Wolverine procs regeneration, you know, all that regen is going to be mitigated. But obviously, Sunspot should also be quite easily able to out-damage this Wolverine. Keep in mind, Wolverine does have lower health pool than rest of the Realm of Legends champions. Wolverine's health pool is only like 350k. And yeah, it shows. It's like the first hit of the special attack that absolutely keys him the F out. Right. So again, let's get back to the best special attack that we saw at the very beginning here. I think he's going to be with the best crit RNG. So this one was like 400 and some damage. Absolutely love this one. So he has 6 charges here. And he's building up to his level 2. And here we go. Right. 32k, 93, 93, and 250. That 250k is just a sweet, sweet image. So again, I do feel that this has redeemed the previous clip where you genuinely did want to see more level 2s. So I specifically kind of focused here on showing more big Sunspot level 2s. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and huge thank you Dragon Man for submitting the video. If you do have any cool rank 4 6 stars that I haven't showcased on my channel yet, then definitely feel free to reach out to me, and I would love to record that gameplay. See ya. Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information about the